here I am, in the place to be. Mr. K and B, you fuck with me. Extra sexy, extraordinary. Palms are hairy, your mama pop my cherry. What's up? What up, y'all? It's K&B, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the Sexy Ninjacast podcast for that age. I saw a movie. Oh, yeah. I watched Scary Movie, the 6th installment into this franchise that was taken away by the Wayans and continued on, and I think they made it up to 5. And what's funny is I don't remember 5. I barely remember 4. I remember 3. And I enjoyed the movies growing up. They were dirty, they were raunchy. They made, my mom was like, "Who you watch?" I was like, "Hee, I'm getting away with this." This is how this movie made me feel. Made me feel like that kid again that was watching the curse words, the dick jokes, fart jokes, just great comedy at its finest. And I really have to say that I like this movie a lot more than the original. The spoofs were fantastic. I think the story was there and it flowed. The biggest thing I saw from critics are like, it's like SNL skits and this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, man, why can't we just have a good time? And people I follow who do reviews and stuff like that professionally, they're just like, yeah, I only chuckled a couple times, because you want to be so highbrow. Fuck all that. Just have a good time. And that's what I did. I came in and I watched this movie, and there's moments where I could not stop laughing. And I woke up today, my sides hurt. They're sore from laughing so much, man. And I highly recommend it. Like, will people get offended? Oh, yeah. But comedy is a place where we can do that. And I'm it's funny. It's like people are like, oh, some people take it too far, blah, blah. Yeah. But it's comedy, and I think this is something that this country really needed. This movie, and it's making buttloads of money, and everybody in that theater was laughing really hard. And the things they spoof in this movie, the things they bring to light, with modern day stuff going on with ICE, the Epstein files, COVID, nothing was safe, and everything was, it was like, no, nothing was safe. We're just gonna go at it, and I love the ending of this movie too, because usually in these rebooties or whatever they call them, the legacy characters are just there, and they're handing the baton off to the next gen for these movies. But what I love about this, and spoilers, is they're like, fuck that, fuck them kids. This is our franchise. And they address, the Wayans address the whole, you two went on to do 3 and 4, and they're like, well, we got more money, so that's why we stayed on, and they took it away from us, the franchise, but we got it back. And the killer reveal is probably one of my favorites. It was way better than that last Scream bullshit, Scream 7. That was, and I love the Scream movies, and I think that's why Scary Movie is so near and dear, because when Scary Movie came out, it was a parody of that, because Scream is so, aware of itself, aware of it being a slasher and stuff like that, and bringing that kind of back to the forefront. And I remember when Scary Movie came out, and every studio was like, we need a blah blah epic movie, not another teen movie, superhero movie, disaster movie. There was so many of those movies that the Wayans have created, with Scary Movie itself, because there was nothing like it. Came out, boom, everybody's like, we gotta do our own version of this. So they went and they tried. There's a few of them. Not Another Teen Movie's good. Superhero movies, one of my favorites too. But, it all starts here at the base. And I don't think the Wayans missed a step. You know, they're spoofing Sinners. They're spoofing The Substance. You know, and the Doofy coming back and him being afraid of COVID was great. Doofy go poopy now. Oh, Ray, there's a great scene. Ray's like, I'm not gay no more. You know, it's like, he's got the microphone. He's like, oh, and it was just good to have everyone back, man. And it was just a fun time, like spoofing Halloween, you know, the current Halloween. She's like, you know, you'd be like, oh my God, you know, like I'm a Republican, so I'm racist now. It's like, all white people are racist. Don't worry. Just give me a hug, you know. Oh, man, with Shorty, there's a moment in this movie where I knew everything was going to be on the table and nothing was safe, especially with the Wayans. I did not expect them to do K-pop Demon Hunters. When this moment happens, they do the Get Out, and Shorty's like getting sucked into the chair. I'm like, where are we gonna go with this? Oh, he's probably gonna have some weird trip. Nope. Cue the music, baby. K-pop Demon Hunters, or Shorty Demon Booty Hunter. I don't know, man. I'm laughing right now because I'm thinking of the movie, and like my sides are just burning. I was like, man, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. There's movies that make me laugh, like, that was great. Then you wait, you know, no, this was just a constant, just like, oh my gosh. And then the references that my favorites, like, oh, is she faking it? Oh, well, you believe that? And she's like, oh, I do think Kendrick beat Drake. You know, there's little stuff like that. I'm just like, oh, that's good. That's good. They even stab at the John Wick franchise where she's like, you dressed like John Wick? You know, not ballerina, because no one saw that shit. And I laughed hard because I thought about it. I have that movie Ballerina on my shelf next to the John Wick collection. I have not seen it. You know, and it was funny, they're doing another spinoff here. And that made me laugh a lot. The movie's just great. I had so much fun, especially with the family, you know, and everyone just laughing in the theater. There was moments where I just heard claps, man, and there's moments where I just heard people go, yeah, go cuckoo, cuckoo. Moments where I saw people just like, hell yeah, you know, or just clapping and enjoying themselves. I'm just like, yes, this is what Marlon Wayans meant, that we just need to laugh at ourselves. We need to laugh at society just because of things getting so crazy and people being so serious. You know, we just gotta just come together and just laugh, just, you know. And I felt like all that energy was good energy from the movie itself, you know. And if you get offended, you get offended. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm tougher than you because of how old I am. Age to me is something that doesn't matter, you know. And like I don't even. I'm about to be 38, so what does that make me? There's millennial, Gen Z, Gen X, Alpha, Beta, Puerto Rico. I don't know. There's so many. I am Groot, you know, stages of age that people reference. I know I'm not a boomer because that's way back, but people, and I think that's what I liked about this movie is like it definitely hit all levels of these generations itself, you know, just saying like, hey man, it's okay, laugh. And there's so many good callbacks to the first movie. That was another thing I heard people complaining about. Oh, this movie relies too much on callbacks and fan service. And I was like, well, yeah, I want that. And they make it, and it works. It's not like a in your face, here you go, you know, fan service. It's just like, oh, that's clever. Oh, that's really clever. I now want to go back and watch the first one, you know? And I got it on the shelf too. And this franchise, you know, is something that my daughter really likes. And I'm like, oh, that's the kind of humor she likes? That's awesome. That was me 100%. You know, she likes South Park and all this other stuff that I used to watch. And I remember like at being a kid and watching these movies, because I went and told my mom, I was like, hey, we went to a scary movie. She's like, you took your kid? And I was like, yeah. I kind of felt like when I was a kid, I was watching these movies, behind your back, basically. I'd be like, hee 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 hee. I get to hear dick jokes, ha ha ha. So it was just a fun experience to share with the kiddo. And I've noticed lately going to these movies, I'm having a better experience to see what she wants to see, because we saw Back Rooms as well, and I have really no opinion about that movie. I was gonna do a review for it, but I was like, I don't know the lore. I really don't know how that movie made me feel. It was just a film that I was just like, okay, this is not for me. The kiddo was clapping at the end. She's like, I like Back Rooms. I was like, all right, well, this is what movies do. They speak to you in different ways. Like this week, I watched Superman, twice, the James Gunn movie. And every time, right at the end, man, when I'm a punk rocker, yes I am, I tear up like a baby back bitch. I'm like, whoo, God, James. And I watched the movie on the TV, and I watched it on my phone with headphones on so I can catch the dialogue, listening to the soundtrack, listening to the score, and that's why I can't wait for today, because we're going to go see Masters of the Universe at noon. Well, you don't know what time it is. You're listening to a podcast whenever. I'm all like taking you in. I'm like, hey, come on in, look at it. Look what time it is. But no, scary movie, highly recommended, man. I definitely want to see it again, especially on the big screen, and especially with people. This is the first time I was like, oh, hey, it was a theater experience. I didn't get that from Mando. I enjoyed this more than Mando. Hell, I enjoyed Back Rooms more than Mando and Grogu. I enjoyed Grogu and Mando, but it kind of fell flat. And as a Star Wars guy, that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. We got that. We went past that hurdle, and we have Masters of the Universe, which I'm very excited to see. And what's funny is I see reviewers, especially younger ones, being like, I don't know who's fans of Masters of the Universe, because I was just like, yeah, you're right. This movie Masters of the Universe is such a weird movie in itself, because it wasn't part of my childhood, He-Man and all that. And it wasn't part of but my brother, my little brother, he loved it. He said it made him feel like a kid. And me and my other brother were like, what the fuck do you mean make you feel like a kid, dude? You didn't watch He-Man. I know you didn't watch Masters of the Universe when we were growing up. But he loves collecting action figures too and stuff like that. And he's a good dude. He's a good dude. I love you, Greg. And I love you, Juju. You my boys. But yeah, and shout out to my homie Brady. He's about to go watch Masters of the Universe as well. He loves movies just like us, just all of us in the family. And that's what, and I thought about it too, especially when I was growing up, man. Movies were just around in the house, my auntie, she was always watching movies, she still does it to this day, throws on her phone and whatnot. We absorb these things because it's just a way just to escape, and I feel like Scary Movie itself is the perfect example of just getting out of your head, getting out of your mind. All the troubles going on right now, especially with you personally. If you're going through some shit, man, and you got some shit, this is that movie that I feel like it was needed. I feel like I needed it because I'm going through my own stuff as well, and I couldn't wait to share that with everybody. And there's so many great quotes in this movie. I was like, I can't remember the last time I quoted things. I think Pizza Movie. That's a great one too. If you haven't seen anything, that's a recommendation for me. Is the Pizza Movie on Hulu, man? That was a good one too. But just having that experience was great, and sharing it with my family was even better. So me and the kid are going to go watch Masters of the Universe next, and I will have that podcast going as well. I might have Kathy on. We'll see. Unless she's like, fuck that movie. I'm like, damn. Crazy. All right, y'all. But go check it out. Scary Movie. Highly recommended, man. It's going to be a good time. You're going to laugh. You're going to poop yourself. You're going to, you're going to come all over. I don't know. Cochinos. All right, y'all. Tell me what you Yeah, just. Oh man, my sides hurt so bad. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I'm KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and remember to stay sexy, ninjas. Woo woo.